Welcome back, Barbarians, to another Destiny 2 video, and today I want to take a look at a brand new origin trait that just came back into the game. This is the Bray Inheritance. Dealing damage regenerates a small amount of ability energy. Now this perk right here drops from the Deep Stone Crypt, and it comes guaranteed because it's a origin trait, so it comes on any of the weapons from the raid. So we have Posterity, Commemoration, Trustee, Heritage, Secession, and Bequest. Out of these 6 weapons, there are some that are better than others for this origin perk, and we'll get into that in this video. There is a loot table which I'll put in the description down below if you want to check that out on which encounters give you which weapons. I do know that the Bequest and Commemoration drop from the final encounter, and the shotgun can be found in the 2nd or 3rd encounter. And the Trusty, the scout rifle, which in my opinion is the best weapon for this perk, can actually only come from the 1st encounter. So at the time of making this video, this is the wrapping up the week for you to be able to farm these weapons. Unfortunately, this raid won't be back in rotation, assuming it stays in rotation and nothing kind of crazy happens at the end of the season, until the first week, I believe, of Lightfall, the first week of March. So we have a little ways so you can farm it again. But if you do and have been fortunate enough to grind for it and get one of these weapons, I just want to talk about this new origin trait, how good it is, why you should have it, and if you don't have it, why you should get it. So next I'd like to talk about testing for this perk and what I did. I just went into a lost sector on the moon and tested this to my heart's content with all the various weapons, and I want to talk about my findings here shortly. So to start out, let's go ahead and talk about the scout rifle, which gives 0.34% of your ability energy back on hit. Now that is on hit, not on kill, just on hit. The hand cannon is 0.42%, the sniper is 1.5%, the shotgun is 1%, LMG 0.46, and the sword being 2%. Again, all based on a per hit basis, not per kill, so quite good in my opinion. After doing the damage testing, I was kind of curious, and unfortunately I don't have a roll, but I was able to talk to one of my friends, and he said it does work in combination with Incandescent. So Incandescent is a perk that is going to spread essentially burn damage over time to surrounding enemies. So if you hit a group of adds, that damage will be inflicted to enemies in a given radius, and each one of those hits also counts towards this perk and triggers the same amount, seemingly. I haven't tested that myself, so if you have tested it, feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. One of the really interesting things about this perk is when I was testing it inadvertently, and we have an immune enemy here in front of us, is that this perk actually gets triggered on immune enemies, which I find to be quite fascinating. So just keeping that in mind. No matter where you're at in the game, if you need ability energy, you can just sit there and continually fire, because a good majority of these weapons have, or half these weapons have, infinite ammo. Having said that, that brings me to my next point, which I want to talk about, which is the weapons themselves. I think the best 2 weapons for this perk, personally, are the scout rifle and then the machine gun, just because they can rapidly put out damage, therefore making the best use of the perk. So that's really the goal here, is putting out damage. I would love to see this perk on an SMG. Again, I don't think we're going to, because of its origin trait related to the raid, and we're not getting new Deep Stone Crypt weapons anytime soon. The hand cannon, 180 rounds per minute. I have one of those as I'm using here. It can certainly be spec'd into. I think this roll is just one I got with the Volt Shot opening shot. However, if you spec into some reload and maybe some other perks, you could get some play out of this on the hand cannon. I think you have to play around it more so than the scout is definitely where it shines. Pairing it with Incandescent, absolutely, but really just the scout rifle in general, because of your range in endgame activities like raids, grandmasters, and master level activities at this point, is really where the scout rifle is going to shine. And 260 rounds per minute, in my opinion, feels pretty good in PvE. So definitely a great option. The sword, which is kind of interesting, you could run something like the origin trait. So if you get the new sword, and if you get demolitionist on it, you know, you're getting kind of double dipping in that same pool. You can use things like thresh if you want to gain super energy and ability energy at the same time. And then the other one is wellspring, you know, dipping back into that kind of synergy between your abilities and the weapon itself. And then in my opinion, the worst two weapons you can get and use this perk for are second to last being the heritage shotgun, and the last perk, or the last weapon, excuse me, being the sniper rifle. You know, sniper rifles currently, even if it changes, I just don't see it being, you know, an ad clear weapon, which this type of origin trait and perk, the synergy just lies within clearing ads. That's where it fits in best, so might as well use it to its advantage. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Were you able to get one of these new weapons with these new perks, or did you just stick with your old ones? Thanks for watching.